the leaders of the G7 countries have condemned Iran's retaliatory drone and missile strike on Israel and said that the Islamic nation has further stepped up the destabilization of the region. The leaders expressed their solidarity and support to Israel and reaffirmed their commitment towards its security. The G7 leaders also vowed to continue working towards stabilizing the situation and avoiding further escalation. After the meeting, President of the European Union Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, shared details on their discussion. Let's in fact take a listen to what she had to say.
Yesterday, Iran launched a massive attack against Israel using drones and missiles. Such a direct Iranian attack against Israel is unprecedented. Today, we, the leaders of the G7, condemned this in the strongest terms. We expressed our solidarity and support to the people of Israel and reaffirmed our unshakable commitment towards its security. Iran's actions risk provoking an uncontrollable regional escalation, and this has to be avoided. We will continue to work to stabilize the situation. We call on Iran and its proxies to cease completely the attacks. All parties should exercise maximum restraint. We also discussed the need to end the crisis in Gaza as soon as possible. This includes an immediate ceasefire and the immediate release of all hostages by Hamas. It also includes the increased delivery of humanitarian assistance to Palestinians in need. Going forward, we will reflect on additional sanctions against Iran in close cooperation with our partners, specifically on its drone and missile programs.
Of course, viewers, there you heard it. Meanwhile, joining us at this point of time is my colleague Ajay Jandyal. Ajay, of course, the G7 leaders have now condemned Iran's attack on Israel. Give our viewers more details on what they've exactly stated.
Well, exactly, after Joe Biden, he clearly says that I have convened the G7 countries to, come together and definitely discuss about the Iran's attack on Israel. And what we can see that now the whole G7 countries, they are saying that this is unacceptable and saying that this we express our full solidarity and support to Israel and its people and reaffirms our commitment towards its security. So this is what G7 countries are saying after U.S. President said that they must condemn it, and this is unprecedented attack on the by the Iran on the Israel, which is not acceptable. Though there is no doubt that Israel have foiled this attempt, but the way basically this tension is, I think it shows that it can escalate, and that's why G7 countries and the US and others, they are saying that everyone needs to basically adopt a full restraint on this issue to stop this escalation further.
Okay, all right. Ajay, stay on with us. In fact, joining us this morning is Group Captain UK Devnath, defense experts. Good morning to you and thank you so much for speaking to us on NewsX. Now, G7 leaders have condemned Iran's attack on Israel. They've said that they're going to extend as much support to Israel and reaffirm the commitment towards its security. What do you make of these statements that have been made?
Yes, Asawari, the statement and the meeting of US officials with G7 leaders is on expected line. We should not forget that all the G7 countries have been supporting Israel right from the day start. All the G7 countries have been following the sanctions, the hundreds, in fact, thousands of the sanctions which US has imposed on Iran from day one. And in fact, G7 countries have got very little interaction with Iran of any kind, whether it is political, diplomatic, trade, commerce, industry, or finance. So this so-called pressure from G7 countries or Iran will have only a token notion. Having said that, good things are Iran has said that it will not carry out another attack on Israel till the time Israel does not counter attack. That is one progress. Second progress is that all the world community, G7 leaders, as well as US is putting pressure on Israel not to attack Iran. That is another good news. Third and most important good news is it seems that both the parties, that is Hamas and Israel, are moving towards each other. They are showing some restraint, and most important, probably an exchange of prisoners is rather imminent, say within a time frame of next 1 week or 15 days. So if all three hold, that is, if Iran does not attack anymore, if Israel does not carry out its promised counter attack on Iran, and thirdly, if next 1 week or 15 days there is some, maybe only exchange of 10 or 15 prisoners from Israeli prisoners are returned, and in return, if just about 200 or 300 Palestine prisoners are returned by Israel, it will lead to a great amount of release of tension. The existing fissures will patch up to some extent. Yes, Sabri?
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.